They're only now just talking about revoking those or removing that for the classrooms, but still within the communal areas. Now, I have to say, I think that these mask mandates, forcing children to wear masks for hours and hours on end, I can't help it. I think it is akin to child abuse. What? Your thoughts? I do.
Child abuse?
Yes, child abuse. I'm furious about it. But let me get Gareth's thoughts, because you are indeed a teacher and an education specialist. Your thoughts?
I think children are robust and resilient, and I wouldn't use child abuse to describe this. I think that children can handle having masks on. But what I think is really important is, just as we're seeing with the COVID restrictions, the impact they've had on the economy, and how all of those results are now starting to come in, we're going to see the same with education. And I think masks are fundamentally anti-education. I think they're really, really bad for education. And schools don't need to, or schools in England certainly don't need to have them. Schools in Scotland don't either now. The Scottish track record in education has been really bad for years. And there is no way that masking pupils up is going to do anything to make that better. It's actually going to make it a lot worse. So Scotland should get rid of the mask. There should be no schools in any part of the UK that is insisting its pupils wear masks. And parents of children in those schools should be on to the heads, telling them that they're just not going to comply with this anymore because it's against the educational interests of the pupils.
Indeed. So, yeah, Marianne, just to reiterate, my personal view on all of this is I think that forcing children to wear masks for, 7 hours a day plus commuting time, I think it's akin to child abuse, in my personal opinion.
Why is that, though?
What
is so bad about wearing a mask?
Have you ever worn them for 7, 8 hours a day continuously, day in, day out, day in, day out? Well, as a child, you're there to firstly learn. Mm-hmm. It's widely accepted. In fact, it was in a government report that the English government produced that was saying that actually learning is deeply affected when you're concealing your face. If I'm concealing my face and trying to teach you, it's not effective. If you are a child that, for example, has got hearing difficulties, that learns by looking, reading your face, your lips, it is nigh on impossible to learn in that way. That community has just been completely overlooked in all of this. The socialisation, the interactions that children have with one another, again, when you mask a portion of your face, you cannot interact in that way. It absolutely affects mental health. There's been studies that have come out that show that mental health in children is massively damaged by lots of these restrictions. The development of children, when you look at their communication, learning, reading, speaking, it is impacted by this stuff. I do not think it's necessary scientifically. I think it's pathetic. I think it's wrong. I absolutely would not allow my child to go to school if he was at that age in a mask. Full stop.